In 2007, a found footage horror film terrified test audiences to the extreme, and then it disappeared. No theatrical release, no streaming, just whispers of a possible, real, found footage film.
Today, police made a shocking discovery in Poughkeepsie.
Today, we crack open Forgotten Horror File number 4 and dig into a film so disturbing it was buried for nearly a decade. This is the Poughkeepsie Tapes. Directed by John Eric Dowdle, the guy who would later bring us Quarantine and Devil. The Poughkeepsie Tapes is styled like a documentary stitched together from fictional police interviews, news footage, and most hauntingly, over 800 videotapes left behind by a serial killer. It feels like a real snuff film, something that could actually be real. When it premiered at Tribeca, people actually walked out. The realism was too much for some, and then the film just vanished. MGM got cold feet and shelved it. Some viewers of the movie thought that this movie was actually real. Very much like when the Blair Witch Project came out. People thought that was real. People were fainting in the theaters. For years, fans traded bootleg DVDs, believing that this film was actually lost. Only rumblings of this forgotten horror movie were out there. Whispers in the distant dark. Now what's crazy is that it didn't get an official release until 2017, 10 years after. Now the question you're probably thinking is, what is so twisted about this movie that it nearly took a decade to come out? The killer isn't your typical slasher, okay? He's meticulous, he's intelligent, and he is charming.
Do you mind if I film this? I'm making a little movie about my trip.
And the horror, well, it's very psychological.
I killed your whole family. I'm all you have left.
It blurs those lines of feeling real, like the tapes were of actual victims. One scene shows him crawling on all fours in a plague mask, filmed like actual snuff footage. Another involves grooming a victim over years and years. Wake up. The film doesn't just show what he does, alright? It gets into the nitty-gritty. It shows him how he breaks his victims. Now, the acting feels very, very real and raw. It gives you an uneasy feeling, like, should I be watching this? That is what makes this movie feel cursed. It's not about monsters, which I love, nor gore, which I also like. It's about how evil hides behind normal faces. It plays on the fear that often feels too real.
We found there was a missing girl, Jennifer Gorman, 8 years old, from Putnam County, about 50 miles away.
Like the everyday shit that you see on the news. It's like, did someone steal this from the FBI evidence locker? And should I be watching this? Should I? The film was criticized for not giving enough reason as to why this killer does what he does. But I think that's what makes this film feel all too real.
Sometimes he uses a circular saw, sometimes a handsaw. It's part of the reason that we never grouped his killings together.
He's got no motive really. He brutalizes his victims because that's who he is. It's in his nature, and that is the truly scary part. Because if you're into true crime, then you know there are people out there exactly like this.
When they returned, they found Cheryl missing and her boyfriend, Tim Surrey, brutally murdered.
And that is the terrifying thing. Now, why was the Poughkeepsie Tapes forgotten? The Poughkeepsie Tapes got buried because it blurred the lines too well. People thought it was real. Parent groups protested and wanted this movie to disappear. It wasn't right. MGM, well, they got cold feet and they pulled the plug, which is crazy to me because people actually think a big studio like MGM would release a snuff film. You'd have to be on another level of stupidity to believe that. Now, this was the age before true crime obsession. This movie was probably ahead of its time. Now, with TikToks dissecting serial killers and YouTube deep dives on unsolved cases, girls doing their makeup while explaining their favorite cases, it's finally found a niche. But many horror fans still don't even know that this movie exists. It's just one of those obscure little found footage horror movies that you see on Tubi that you're like, oh, maybe I'll check that out. I'll add it to my list. It is a film that you watch once to experience. And just to say, yeah, I watched that.
Happy! I killed your parents!
Metal meter, I give this an 8 out of 10. Disturbing factor, 10 out of 10. Replay value, I'm just gonna say a 3 out of 10. You won't want to rewatch it, but this is a film you'll never forget.
You're the master, please lead us through. You are the master, please lead us through.
This isn't just a movie, it's an experience. One that gets under your skin, gets under there, and crawls everywhere, and stays there like a splinter, and keeps you thinking about it day after day after day. It's truly uncomfortable to watch. It's great. Now, if you're a fan of found footage, mockumentary, horror, or even true crime style tension, this is essential vault material. Have you seen the Poughkeepsie Tapes, or did you just hear about it in the shadows? If you have seen it, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know. And drop your pick on the next Forgotten Horror File down below. Subscribe for more Forgotten Horror, and as always, stay awesome and stay brutal.